Everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So you guys might have heard that yesterday there was some drama in regards to Duncan v. Bonta. This is a case that challenges California's unconstitutional mag ban. Now, we recently had a win in this case when Judge Roger T. Benitez, using text, history, and tradition, said that it was in fact unconstitutional in a 72-page order. Now, that's actually the second time that he said that it's unconstitutional. The first time, the Ninth Circuit on appeal said that nope, it's not unconstitutional and gave the win to the state. So we appealed up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court took a look at it and decided to reverse the Ninth Circuit's decision and remand it back down to them. They sent it back down to Judge Benitez, who once again found it unconstitutional. So what happens after that is typically it's supposed to go up to a 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit. But in something that is really unprecedented and unheard of, the Ninth Circuit has decided to skip the 3-judge panel and hear it en banc, meaning that the entire Ninth Circuit is going to hear it. Now, they did that because I think they were worried that a 3-judge panel might side with Benitez, who again used text, history, and tradition in his decision, and they may uphold that, and they'd have a harder time selling the fact that they want to side for the state or side with the state. But I am here to tell you right now that I believe this is going to lead to the end of all magazine bans across the country. Let me explain to you why. Now, real quick, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that little subscribe button. It's free. It only takes a second, but it helps me out quite a bit. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that little alarm bell. That'll let you know when new videos come out because it's not always showing up in people's feeds. And share this information to those people who need to know it. Thanks again. Let's get to the video. Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here. So through this action, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has shown that they are more activists than they are judges. They care more about their agenda than they do upholding the rule of law and the Constitution. Now, not the entire Ninth Circuit. There are a couple dissenting judges, and I got to tell you, these dissenting judges who didn't want to see this happen had some pretty harsh words for their colleagues. I mean, pretty much they told their colleagues that the Ninth Circuit is illegitimate just based on the way that they're treating a constitutional case. They don't treat other constitutional cases like this. Again, this is something that's just pretty much unheard of. They always treat Second Amendment cases like they're third or fourth class rights or like they're not rights at all, always siding with the state of California. So again, they've shown their hand here, but what they've also shown is that they don't want to see a win in Duncan for Duncan. They want to see the state win here. That's why I believe that's why they skipped that 3-judge panel and they're hearing it en banc. There's more liberal judges and a better chance to actually side with the state if they skip that 3-judge panel. But here's the problem with their logic and why I think that they are complete morons and why I think that this is probably the best thing that they can do for us. The reason I think this is the best thing they can do for us is if they side with the state, after everything that's happened, again, this case has already been up to the Supreme Court, and the Ninth Circuit has been reversed and had this case remanded back down to them, and so we know where the Supreme Court's going to sit on this, but it's been reversed and remanded back down to the Ninth Circuit, and they've gone through all sorts of strange procedural things in order to delay this case, and now by doing this, by skipping the 3-judge panel and just simply hearing this right off the back as en banc, means that when we appeal, so let's say they side with the state of California and we decide to appeal it back up to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court is almost guaranteed going to take this because of everything the Ninth Circuit has done to circumvent, proper procedure. And if it goes up to the Supreme Court, then guess what? We've already seen that the Supreme Court is likely to side with us. But if the Supreme Court sides with us and actually writes the order and opinion in favor of the Second Amendment, that would essentially end all mag bans across this country. I mean, it would take it from a Ninth Circuit issue and make it a national issue. I mean, it's just like the NYSRPA v. Bruin case, right? So Bruin started off as a New York thing. It went through the district courts in New York, and it wound its way up to the Supreme Court. And when Bruin came down, well, that affected the entire country. All these states that had different carry laws had to amend their carry laws to make it easier for people to get permits. And so again, that was a big national thing. If the Ninth Circuit is dumb enough to let this go up to the Supreme Court, they are basically going to do the same thing that Bruin did, and they're going to take a case that started in California and it will affect the entire country. Now, I say if they're dumb enough, because that's completely opposite of what they want, but I think this is exactly what we need. I think we need this to go up to the Ninth Circuit and get a final determination on this, because we know that they are protected arms under the Second Amendment. Judge Benitez's order is pretty much infallible. He took months and months and months to write this, and his arguments are using text, history, and tradition, the exact things that the Supreme Court said that we have to do. California didn't provide enough evidence, no historical analogs that matched or really showed any type of relevance to today's law, so California wouldn't be able to defend itself up at the Supreme Court either. And so, again, while this would be dumb for them, it would be good for us. So I think that the Ninth Circuit is probably going to side with California again, and then I think it's going to go up to the Supreme Court. This might all be just a stall tactic, but again, I think that the Supreme Court, if they hear it, you're going to see a massive victory in Duncan that's going to affect the entire country. Now, that's just using my logic based on everything that I've been seeing over the past 10 or 11 years of doing this now. That's where I see this going. I do try and be optimistic sometimes, and maybe that leads me down the wrong path, but that's where I see this one going, and I wanted to let you guys know about that, because it all seems kind of doom and gloom out there. But, we're not going to see another Freedom Week. We have to wait till the 10th to find out what's going to happen here. But just remember, regardless of whether or not we get the injunction in place now and people get Freedom Week now, we have a potential of Freedom Week forever for everybody, the way that it actually should be, upholding constitutional rights on a national level. So that's where I think it's going. If you guys have a different opinion, go ahead and leave that down in the comment section. I always welcome debate, and I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.